Sometimes he can take a lot more than what we have to give.
He needs to be in shape, first of all.
That is the biggest fight in boxing.
It's going to be a great fight. You know, Usyk is a friend of mine. Tyson is a friend of mine.
Until Oleksandr Usyk loses, he is the best heavyweight in the world.
Tyson Fury's former opponent Francis Ngannou and other professional boxers have made their prediction for the highly anticipated rematch between Fury and Usyk. Meanwhile, the Ukrainian champion Oleksandr Usyk claimed that he won by the grace of God last time. Usyk shared that if Tyson Fury thinks that he won, then the heavyweight champion will be determined in the ring on December 21st.
My hands was here. I win. Thank you, God. But if Tyson think what Tyson win, no problem. For me, no problem. Listen, we have one more fight.
On the other hand, Tyson Fury's promoter Frank Warren commented that the rematch will be far better than the first fight, since both fighters will be making proper adjustments to secure a decisive victory. Warren believes that this time around there will definitely be a strong knockout.
An unbelievable fight. This, I think, there's going to be a better fight. They know each other. They've shared the ring with each other. They both feel, and I've spoke to both of them, both feel they've found the other guy's weakness.
British heavyweight boxer Fabio Wardley broke down his fellow Brit's previous fight with Usyk. Wardley commented that Usyk continuously dealt damage and was in Fury's face the whole time. Fabio praised Usyk for landing good shots and never ending the combination.
It all comes from Usyk pressuring and closing that space.
Okay, so they're the positives for Oleksandr Usyk. What next?
Fury on the front foot. So this probably leads in heavily in what we think he should do going into the next fight. As we'll see here, a big point I want to raise here throughout a lot of these videos, especially with the Usyk stuff, is he's putting his punches together. Even if they're tippy-tappy, boom, 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 he's at range and he's putting them together, which gives your opponent a whole lot more to deal with because you don't know when that combination is going to finish. You don't know how powerful those shots are going to be. There's way more for you to pay attention to.
Meanwhile, British promoter Eddie Hearn and Tyson Fury's promoter Frank Warren shared that both fighters would make adjustments in the rematch, and it will be none like anyone has ever seen before. Frank shared that the first fight is history now, but the second fight will be a true spectacle to witness.
I think both guys will do different things in this second fight.
The first fight was history. The second one's going to be even better.
Moreover, legendary boxer Manny Pacquiao emphasized that Tyson Fury needs to get back in shape to face the Ukrainian champion. Manny commented that Fury was heavily distracted and he wasn't taking the fight seriously last time around, which eventually cost him the fight. Pacquiao further stated that Tyson was clowning around more than he was fighting, so he should be laser-focused this time.
He needs to be in shape, first of all. If in shape, then I think it's easier for him, and then the second is I saw that fight, his last fight. On that fight, he's not really 100% focused to the fight. Like he has a lot of distraction. Yeah, before the fight.
Boxing analyst Adam Smith shared his excitement for this upcoming rematch and said that he visited Tyson Fury in his camp. Smith noticed that both fighters looked phenomenal ahead of their clash and even praised Usyk's latest Hitman appearance. Adam commented that anything can happen in this fight, and Alexander won fair and square the first time around.
It seemed like yesterday when Tyson and Oleksandr were in that press conference with the Hitman, and I spent a bit of time with Usyk in Spain. I tried to get to see Tyson, but he's closed his doors, so hopefully I'll get a chat to him on the phone in the next couple of days. I've spoken to Sugar Hill. Yeah, look, both are going to be in phenomenal condition. Anything can happen in heavyweight boxing. It was a terrific fight first time around. Usyk won it fair and square, and you got to probably say he's favourite going in because he's proved it once already.
Adam Smith further highlighted that it would be difficult for Tyson to beat Usyk unless he makes some major adjustments. Smith stated that Tyson has a lot of reach and his added weight will give him an edge in the fight.
Can anyone beat Usyk? He finds a way. He's a magician. He was incredible to be around training-wise. He's training 3 times a day. But Fury's, locked everyone away, and that's serious. And he's got the size and he's got the reach. And if he uses it right, he was brilliant in the middle part of the fight, but he didn't get it right at the beginning or the end.
Eddie Hearn has recently changed his comments on the rematch and now leans towards Fury after seeing him in shape. Hearn commented, "Fury wins. I'm leaning towards him. I've had a slight change of opinion." Previously, Eddie Hearn had predicted a Usyk victory and declared that he is the best and smartest boxer in the heavyweight division. Hearn said, "I have no idea how he can beat Usyk, but Tyson Fury is a very smart fighter. He has smart people in his corner. But also from a strategic point of view in boxing, he is up there. Unfortunately, so is Usyk. So my money, especially when I won the first fight, will always be on Usyk. I'd love to see Fury win, but I see him as the underdog in this fight. Former boxer Tony Bellew commented that Oleksandr Usyk must be put to the ground in order to determine the best heavyweight of all time, so he couldn't side with Fury.
Until Oleksandr Usyk loses, he is the best heavyweight in the world.
Former heavyweight champion Dillian Whyte commented that it's a tough fight for both men and very hard to predict. Whyte stated that he had a really hard time thinking about how the fight is going to go. He said that although Tyson can make some adjustments, so can Usyk.
It's a very hard fight for me to... I keep trying to think, how's this fight gonna go? Okay, Fury can make adjustment, but Usyk also can make adjustment. Yeah. It's a tough fight, man. It's a very, very tough fight for both men, you know, obviously.
Furthermore, Whyte gave Fury some honest advice on this rematch and said that Tyson should fight Usyk like he fought Deontay Wilder the second time. Dillian stated that Fury needs to bring back his aggressiveness and the bully that lies within him.
My personally, my chance of Fury, if I was Fury's coach, I'll tell you, listen, you need to be aggressive. Fight him like you fight Wilder the second time, and like you fight Steve Cunningham. You know, bring back that aggression and that bullying with your size and stuff like that.
Former boxer Sean Porter believes that Fury lost the first fight because of his complacency and clowning. Porter claimed that Tyson may just lose once again if he doesn't make those major adjustments.
I think it's Tyson Fury's fight to lose. And what I mean by that, what we could see in the first fight, he was bigger, he was stronger, he was sharper from the outside, a lot of things than Usyk. I think he had a moment where he got complacent and he paid for it by losing the fight. You know, he lost the whole second half of the fight, including the knockdown, of course.
Meanwhile, Frank Warren shared that both fighters took real damage in the previous fight, which was obvious when he visited them in their dressing room. Warren stated, "I do think it took a toll on Usyk in that particular fight. I went to both the fighters' dressing rooms afterwards. I was in Tyson's dressing room, and obviously he was very disappointed. He felt he'd done enough to win the fight. It was a close fight. There was a lot of life in him." Frank further claimed that even Oleksandr Usyk damaged his teeth in the fight. Warren highlighted, "I went into the dressing room to congratulate Oleksandr, and he knew he'd been in a tough fight. That's the toughest fight he's ever had. At the time, they were worried he'd broken his jaw. His manager told me an implanted tooth was impacted into his gum. That was a grueling fight for both of them, fought at a high pace, lots of punches being thrown. It was a tough fight." On the other hand, Sean Porter claimed that both Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk have tremendous abilities to adapt in their fight, and it was a really hard fight to predict. Porter said that the last fight was a 50/50 fight, but he believes that Tyson Fury's rage will overpower Usyk this time around, and he will win the battle.
However, the thing I cannot ignore is two things: the greatness of Oleksandr Usyk and the wars and the mileage on Tyson Fury. That mileage is something that we can't measure, and the greatness of Oleksandr Usyk, we can't measure that either. So I think the first fight we knew was 50-50. It really was a 50-50 fight. Same thing with the second one, but I'm willing to bet that Tyson Fury wins this one.
UFC commentator Joe Rogan shares his thoughts on the fight between Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk. Rogan highlights the contrast between the two heavyweight champions, emphasizing Tyson Fury's incredible size, physicality, and incredible boxing skill set, which he considers a nightmare for any opponent. Rogan in his interview said, with Tyson Fury _ King, he's so marketable and he's so extraordinary, and his accomplishments, the fact he beat Deontay, everybody gets knocked by Deontay Wilder. He is the only one who gets off the deck he is on. Frank Warren felt impatient and was excited for this bout because he thinks that the first fight was something really special. Warren pointed out that the rematch will be even more thrilling, and one of the best heavyweights of all time will be determined.
Hey, Mom, I'm on TV.
The rematch is going to be something special. The first fight was the best heavyweight fight of the 21st century. And I'm talking about at the level which they were both undefeated fighters, both champions from respective organisation, 4 belts unification. It was a marvellous fight of two halves, and I think we're going to get something extra special again.
Eddie Hearn, on the other hand, wants to make the Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury match in the future, and this change of direction apparently has an economic interest beyond the sporting one. Eddie stated, "I think Fury could face Anthony Joshua for the Unified World Heavyweight Championship. It would be the biggest fight in the history of the sport at Wembley, or wherever my heart wants to see Tyson Fury win, not only because he's British, but also because I want to stage the fight against AJ Caballo, the unbeaten heavyweight boxer, was divided in his opinion. He was unsure of the outcome and predicted the fight could go either way, but was slightly inclined towards Tyson Fury. AJ commented that Tyson Fury is back in shape, unlike when he fought Francis Ngannou.
Before, when I see the fight Tyson with Ngannou, Tyson was not in shape, you know. Now he is very good in shape. You see it when you see the pictures. Tyson's back, like same Tyson when he fight with Klitschko, you know. He's really good in shape. I think this fight was very close.
Moreover, Francis Ngannou shared that Tyson Fury clowns a lot and deceives people into thinking that he is fat and can't fight. Ngannou, on the other hand, didn't fool around and took Tyson's words seriously.
Because Tyson Fury is a monster. I stand next to him, I'm like, damn, this guy is big.
You gotta be cool, right? Big what?
I'm like, you really need to go full force. And then I was there at the press conference next to him, and I'm like, yes, look, my fat belly. I'm a fat pig. I'm this. I'm like, don't you fool me. I have seen you. Yeah.
Moreover, Francis stated that Tyson Fury couldn't fool him with the fat belly, and he knew that Fury could box really well.
He tricks people with that belly.
I'm like, don't you fool me. Don't you trick me, Tyson. I have seen you box, and you doesn't box as a fat anything at all. If you just focus on his body, and then you'll be like, oh, I think easy job. No, man. When the guy is in the ring moving you, I'm like, no, don't you fool me.
Sometimes it can take a lot more than what we have to give.
Carl Frampton feels that Tyson was winning the first fight and threw it away because he didn't take it seriously enough. While Usyk is a seasoned fighter, it's hard for Frampton to not side with Fury and hope for him to win if he takes the fight more seriously and is more aggressive.
Carl, 2 weeks tonight, Fury and Usyk.
Yeah.
What's your prediction?
What a fight. Great fight. But I think Big Tyson threw it away the last time, you know, too much messing about and not being aggressive enough. If he's a bit more aggressive, I fancy him, but nothing would surprise me. I love Usyk, quality fighter, but I just think Tyson gets it right.
Eddie Oladipo believes that the rematch will be spectacular. He outlined his expectations for the fighters' activities as the bout is just 2 weeks away. Oladipo mentioned that the fighters appear to be in peak condition and have likely completed their final sparring sessions. He added that they should either be on their way to Saudi Arabia or already there, where the fight will take place.
Both fighters seem in tip-top condition. Sparring should be over now. They might have one more spar, but it is a case of both of them now making their way to Saudi if they're not there already. And you know, you maybe have another spar, but not a serious one, if you know what I mean. Maybe it's just a light spar, maybe a body spar, right?
Previously, Tyson Fury shockingly revealed the real reason he lost all the belts to Usyk in their first fight. Tyson shared that he didn't take the fight so seriously, which cost him his legacy. Tyson Fury also shared that he plans on knocking out Usyk for good in their rematch.
I clowned around too much. Why? Complacency. Very much complacency. I think I expected it to be harder than it was up until that point of getting hit. And I was hitting him at will, basically, head and body. So I got a little bit greedy and paid the price, got caught, and we know what happens in heavyweight boxing.
Tyson commented that no fighter has ever survived a rematch with him without being dropped on the canvas, and Usyk will be the same.
I have to be a little bit more focused and a little bit more smart to get the victory. As it would seem, my rematch with people is always ends up one way. I always end up knocking them out in the rematch. Whoever I've faced more than once has been knocked out in the rematch, so I'm envisaging something similar.
On the other hand, Eddie Hearn shared that Tyson Fury has been filled with rage after losing to Usyk, and he will drive that rage in the rematch. Hearn shared that it's extremely difficult to beat Usyk the second time around.
Tyson is much more of a determined competitor that sometimes he lets on. So I feel like the defeat would have really eaten him up, which is a good thing. I hope it did, because it's going to fuel him for the rematch. I think once Usyk has beaten you, I think it's very difficult to beat him.
Professional boxer Terence Crawford weighed in on the Fury versus Usyk rematch and shared that both fighters are his friends. Terence commented that he is looking forward to the fight and expects the best man to win on December 21st.
It's gonna be a great fight. You know, Usyk is a friend of mine. Tyson is a friend of mine. It's gonna make for a great fight. I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna be watching, and may the best man win again.
Former boxer Roy Jones Jr. expects Fury to make some strong adjustments in the rematch and become better this time around, just like he did when he fought Deontay Wilder. Roy thinks that Fury is the type of boxer who can turn things around and completely change the game, But at the same time, he is worried that Usyk has left the game with such momentum that it will be hard for Tyson to come back.
Yeah, I'm expecting Fury to go and make some changes, make some adjustments, and do some different things because Fury is smart and a good boxer and knows how to come back and redo things. So I think he'll come back with a different game plan, and I expect to see him do a little bit better this time. But at the same time, I feel like Usyk left the fight with the momentum, and I think it's going to be very hard for Fury now.
Anthony Yarde suggested that he would select Usyk once more in the rematch. He clarified that although Fury possesses the skills necessary to defeat Usyk, he didn't believe Fury gave his best effort during the first battle. Yarde noted that there were times during that battle when Fury appeared to be overconfident and started messing around. However, based on Yarde's observations, Usyk adjusted effectively and remained in Fury's face throughout the battle.
If I had to choose somebody, I would say Usyk again. Usyk again.
For rinse and repeat, because you don't think Tyson Fury can get the best version of himself in the ring?
I think Tyson Fury's got the attributes to beat Usyk. And I thought like if he is more serious, because there was times in that first battle where he did seem like he was playing around. He did seem like he was overly confident. But Usyk, from what I've seen, he adapts. And he was just in Fury's face for the whole fight.
Spencer Oliver said that while he can see a way Fury could win, he's currently leaning towards Usyk. He pointed out that Fury is known to improve in rematches, becoming a better fighter when he returns. However, he also highlighted Usyk's ability to adjust, which makes the fight more difficult to call. Oliver concluded that it's still very much a 50-50 fight, but he's leaning towards Usyk to win.
I can see a way that Fury does win it. Right now, I'm leaning towards Usyk, as in because you just go with the way that he is. Fury's good in rematches when he goes back. Yes. He genuinely is a better fighter. But you're talking about Oleksandr Usyk here, who's great at adjusting as well. Yeah. And that's that's the difficult thing. It's still very much a 50-50 fight. I lean towards Usyk to win the fight.
In another interview, Sean Porter expressed confidence in Fury's chances of winning, emphasizing his size, reach, and skill as major advantages. Porter anticipated that the rematch would resemble the early rounds of their first encounter, with Fury dominating through focus, resilience, and strategy. He noted that Fury's physical attributes, along with his speed and mental toughness, could be crucial in the upcoming fight.
I actually do expect him to win this rematch. I think he's bigger than Usyk, and that size advantage that he has, he, unlike most fighters, knows how to use that size, that reach, that speed. I think the whole fight will play out the way that the first half played itself out. I think the whole fight's going to go that way. A very focused and determined Fury is a quiet and relentless Fury.
Professional boxer Johnny Fisher will be fighting on the undercard of Fury versus Usyk 2, so he expressed excitement for the rematch. Johnny praised the first fight as a brilliant contest and supported Tyson Fury in the rematch. Fisher highlighted Tyson's strong history in rematches and his plan to use added weight to his advantage. Fisher acknowledged Usyk's skill and boxing talent and said that if Fury manages to beat Usyk, then he will be the best heavyweight in this current era.
We know the first fight was brilliant. I'm backing Tyson Fury. I think his track record of rematches, I think I've seen a few pictures of him coming in a bit chunkier, a bit heavier, playing to his natural strengths, and he had Usyk going. But we know how good Usyk is. If you beat Usyk, I think he's conquered the world, hasn't he? Because he's beat everyone he needs to beat.
Meanwhile, Tyson Fury explained another reason he failed to get the win against Usyk. Fury told reporters that his wife Paris declined to travel with him to Saudi Arabia because she was experiencing high blood pressure. Tyson commented, "When she said she couldn't come over, I knew there was a problem. I said to my brother, she's lost that baby. She never told me she had lost the baby, but I knew. When I got back, I got the inevitable confirmation that it was gone. But she had kept it to herself." Paris Fury was 6 months pregnant with their 8th child at the time. Tyson commented on his loss by saying, "It's not like a small miscarriage at the beginning. You have to physically give birth to a dead child on your own while your husband is in a foreign country. I could not be there for her at that moment, and that is tough for me." Do you think Tyson Fury can redeem himself in the rematch? Who will be the next heavyweight king? We would love to hear your thoughts. Let us know in the comments section below and subscribe for more content like this.